folks, welcome back to the Comic Chronicles. The main point of this show is I'm just going to take a look at comics and review them after I've read them. You've seen mostly what I have. I have mostly DC. My plans was I was going to do some field trip videos, and of course I took you to the main spots where I mostly will be going, which is Books A Million in Muncie and All Yeah Comics. Last weekend I did manage to go to a comic book store in Kokomo and Books A Million there in Kokomo, but didn't pan out that way in terms of me actually shooting some video for it. But we're going to get into a review, and this is a book that I saw many times pop up on people's list, like top 10 lists of graphic novels that you need to read. That's like must read books. And of course I'm talking about Batman the Black Mirror. Saw this pop up many times on people's lists, and I finally did get to sit down and read this comic, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. So yeah, Batman the Black Mirror. It is a really well done written comic, and surprisingly good story, and very gripping story to get into. The story is basically Bruce Wayne has gone away for a while, and we have Dick Grayson donning the cape and cowl as Batman for the time. And there's a whole lot of stuff dealing with Commissioner Gordon and the return of his son, who's mentally out there. I'm just going to say that. And of course you have the villains, the dealer, of course dealing artifacts of some of Batman's villains, like the Joker, and some of the stuff that they use to commit the crimes. And of course the drugs, the psychedelic drugs, and that's going to be used to poison people. And yeah, it's just a story that is got so many layers to it. It starts at one and just goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, in terms of the depth of a story. And of course it brings up Dick Grayson and his past, because he was once Robin, and bringing up the whole his past, to how his parents were killed, and of course there's family history between him and Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon, and with the son coming back into the picture. Yeah, this is one of those stories. This is basically a story that's almost like a horror story, and I think some people have classified it as a horror story, because at the end it does leave you kind of on this note that, did James Gordon do this evil deed, or did he not? Because there's a whole threat to poison Gotham's water supply, and basically turn the children of Gotham into psychopathic killers at a very early age, as far as infancy. Yeah, there's a plot to do that. It's really a deep. It is a dark story. It is very, very deep. It's it just amazes me at how far a story like a Batman story will go deep into a psyche like that, and it does leave you questions that, like, did he or did he not? You know, only time will tell, because the last image of the book is a baby with a kind of a worried face on his face, or his or her face. It doesn't really distinguish. It's just a baby. Yeah, but highly recommend it. It's a good read, good long read. For me, it was Batman: The Black Mirror. If you can find a copy and you're deep into Batman, pick it up. It's worth a read. And of course, yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs up. Not be ripping off of Siskel and Ebert, but yeah, I haven't read comics since I was a young kid, and I don't know, and the reason why I'm getting into them is because, you know what, there are all these movies coming out, and I'm hearing a lot of people say, well, that's a good comic book movie, that's a terrible comic book movie, and I have no idea about really the characters that they're based on. I know Batman, I know Superman, and know their background, but those are common, those are common characters, but I've never really followed through to what actually happened. Like for example, The Dark Knight Returns. I had no idea that Batman and Superman were actually together like that, and there actually is some hatred there. But yeah, so Batman: The Black Mirror is the first comic that I've reviewed here. Hopefully you enjoy it. Pick it up. To be found at your Barnes and Noble, your Books A Million, online, wherever graphic novels are sold. So, from me to you, see you later.